Hello folks, how you doing? Don Kelly here. I hope you're all keeping well. Happy Saturday. I'm just going to do a quick Facebook here, 5-10 minutes. I won't keep you long. Just talk about some sports injuries and some tips on how to prevent them. Okay, so if you find value in this, just leave a comment below. Send me a message if you have any queries. And okay, let's get straight to the point. In my clinic, I see a lot of people with sports injuries, younger people, obviously a lot of them adolescents. Get some older people who get injuries, but lots of young people, and it's getting more and more common over the last few years. The belief is, what's happening, a lot of people who are playing sports now, kids, youngsters, adolescents, they're playing lots of different sports, and that can put a lot of strain on the joints because essentially they're overtraining. So they could be playing one sport one weekend on a Saturday and another sport on a different sport on a Sunday. They're training for one sport 2 days a week and another sport another 2 days a week. So they could be playing rugby and GAA, Gaelic football, hurling or football. So essentially between the jigs and the reels, they're overtraining, and they're picking up essentially a lot of soft tissue injuries, muscle, ligament and tendon and things like that. What's starting to creep in more and more is kind of knee injuries and kind of severe knee injuries. Cruciate ligament injuries are happening quite frequently, and medial ligament injuries. But there's a lot of knee injuries and reoccurring knee injuries happening in the adolescents playing sport at the moment. So there are a number of reasons for it, in my opinion. The number one reason I would think is overtraining, doing too much. Another reason would be not allowing the body to heal, not having enough recovery time. Another reason is poor training methods. So this, we'll just talk for the knee, for example, but this could really go towards the back, the hip, the groin, shoulder injuries. So a lot of these, in my opinion, is from overtraining and too much training. So what I tend to tell people is, if you're getting pain, you need to listen to your body and you need to examine it. And you need to get it checked out. What you don't need to be doing is training through the pain. Okay, you really, training through any pain, you need to stop. Okay, a lot of research going out there. There's research there from coming out from hospitals in New York City. The ACL, as I said earlier on, and I've seen it here in my clinic, there's a lot of cruciate ligament injuries. People tearing them, people rupturing them, jarring the knee, whatever it may be. So these are very serious and career-threatening injuries, especially in adolescents. A lot of them need to get surgery on the knee, and it needs to be reconstructive surgery. So it's a fairly serious injury, and it can take anything from 9 months to a year to recover from that. So it's essential that to avoid these injuries, one needs to not overtrain. Much isn't always the best. Listen to your body when you get pain, discomfort or anything. Always get it checked out, because pain, it is not normal. You're also seeing with a lot of the knee injuries, players are where they would be going from, might have early on in their careers would have played 2 or 3 different sports over training. They're now doing one sport and doing a lot of training in that sport because they're getting very specific on it, and they're really over testing their bodies and they're working really hard. So a person could have gone from playing GAA and rugby to just playing say rugby. So now they're doing a lot of strength and conditioning, they're doing a lot of training 6 days a week, not even professional players, but amateur players. So if they're not training on the pitch, they're in the gym and they're doing a lot of strengthening exercises and they're doing loading. They're loading their joints, and especially in the knees, and we see it a lot in top professionals, getting knee injuries, and these are top professional guys who have the best of care. They're having the best of physio, they're having the best of medical care, and they're getting knee injuries. Okay, so this is the scary part, is this is happening a lot in our younger sports players. They're starting to concentrate on one particular sport, they're overtraining, and then they're picking up a lot of these injuries. Now granted, you can get an injury from a tackle, or your foot can get caught, in a bad situation where the knee gets twisted and stuff, but there's a lot of knee injuries now where the knee is just buckling and it's giving way underneath. So there's lots of research going on with that at the moment. But regarding the knee, it's definitely increased more, and it's happening with a lot of adolescents who are starting to go individualize their sport. So going from playing 2 or 3 sports when they were younger to going to one particular sport and then concentrating on that sport, and essentially overtraining, not being guided right, mismatch of the training not suiting them, whatever they're doing their own training methods in the gym. You should always, everyone is an individual and we all have different needs, and that same goes for any sports person. So we have different sizes, heights, weights, body builds and everything. So not one treatment, not one exercise fits all. It should be individualized to an individual person. So if you're an adolescent or a young sports lad out there playing sport and getting a lot of reoccurring injuries, maybe you need to go and get that checked out, see a professional, go and see your GP, see a physio, strength and conditioning coach, and get them to work a plan out for you that would be more individualized for you. But my tips in general regarding sports injuries, if you get injured on the pitch, okay, just little tips for helping prevent them. It's not guaranteed, but it helps. Always warm up, stay warm, do mild plyometric exercises pre-match, do mild stretching pre-match, and you're going to do a lower form. So if you're now playing a soccer game, so in the warm-up, you do everything you would do in a soccer game, but at about 10%, 15, maybe 20%. So your warm-up will, in terms of playing soccer, will mimic everything you do in a soccer game. So you'll do figure of eights, you'll jump the little jumps, you'll do stretching, you'll do twists and turns, you'll do hopping, you'll do jumping, you'll run, stop, all different plyometric exercises. You need to do all that. You need to warm up, you need to do plyometrics, associate it with the style of sport you play. You need to stay well hydrated before a game. You need to be well rested, and you need to have plenty sleep the night before a game as well. If you get pain during a game, mild pain is okay. If the pain starts to increase, you need to stop, come off, and take at least 3 days rest, and do the ice protocol. Ice and just rest, ice compression, and if the pain continues, you go see your health professional, okay? Especially if there's any swelling there, numbness, loss of feeling, anything like that. Okay, so that's just a few little tips regarding sports injury pain, especially the knee. Okay, so look at those. Any worries, any problems, you give me a ring, give me a call. Check out my Facebook. I always put up information. Any queries, any questions, please do not hesitate to message me. I will always get back to you. And no problem. When I get a chance, I'll get back. Okay? So, okay, that's it, guys. Look, it's Saturday. I'll leave you off. I've been on here too long. Have a great Saturday. God bless you all. And if you have any queries, contact me. Stay safe and God bless. Bye-bye.